You're watching CW Montana. This is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this Thursday. I'm Janelle Slade. Andrea Lutz is off this evening. A lot developing in the state of Montana tonight, including this. Governor Bullock just missing the DNC requirements to make the presidential debate stage. What's next for his campaign? We'll show you. Plus, after a second straight year of severe flooding in Augusta, officials are trying to help residents better prepare. We'll explain. But first, after a day talking drugs in Billings, Vice President Pence flew out this morning to talk $12 billion of maintenance needs in our country's national parks and how to pay for it. The vice president touching down in Yellowstone to take in some sights and take on the topic of deteriorating infrastructure. MTN's Chet Lehman was there.
Once Vice President Pence and his entourage arrived at Old Faithful, they were greeted by several officials to get a sense of some of what goes on in Yellowstone. The new facilities director, Dwayne Bubeck, Fire Services Director, John Cataldo, and interpretive ranger, Rebecca Rowland. Pence then went to meet the crowd.
Hundreds of miles of roads, hundreds of backcountry campsites, bridges, tunnels, other infrastructure that have helped open up Yellowstone to the wider world. And it's amazing to think of the impact that this has had on the region and the enjoyment of the people of the United States of America.
The topic in Yellowstone on this day, infrastructure.
Across the Park Service, more than $12 billion in repairs are needed for roads, bridges, water systems, trails, and more.
And Old Faithful living up to its name, putting on a show as Vice President Pence was speaking. Then it was down to business.
We've actually proposed what will be known as the Public Lands Infrastructure Fund. Under President Trump's leadership, we will dedicate 50% of all of the revenues from leases on public lands to improve and maintain the infrastructure of our national parks.
Speeches timed perfectly with an eruption of Old Faithful, but after all the talking was over, there was some work to do. The infrastructure they were here to talk about includes some of that boardwalk behind us here at Old Faithful. Started to fall apart. So after all the talking was done, the Pences, Secretary Bernhardt, and Superintendent Shawley went to work with the Montana Conservation Corps volunteer crew to help repair some of it.
When asked about budget cuts to Interior, the Vice President said this infrastructure proposal will be a solution.
We believe that the combination of investments that we're making is exactly the right level. But the historic investment that we will be making in maintenance, by literally creating a funding stream for maintenance from our public leases, we believe will more than meet the maintenance obligations of our national parks.
Vice President Pence says the Public Lands Infrastructure Fund has broad support from both sides. Vice President not only got in some work, he spent a few minutes with some others waiting for the next eruption. At Old Faithful in Yellowstone, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
Thanks, Chet. Now, the Pences flew back to Washington, D.C. earlier this evening. Montana Governor Steve Bullock will not make the primetime stage later this month for the first presidential debate. Today, the Democratic National Committee announced the 20 candidates who will share the debate stage later this month, and Governor Bullock is among 4 candidates who failed to make the grade. To qualify for the first debate, candidates had to either collect contributions from at least 65,000 unique donors or notch at least 1% support in the 3 polls. Although the Bullock campaign maintains the governor did achieve the required support in 3 separate polls, the DNC denied his petition. That decision not sitting well with the Bullock campaign. In an interview with Fortune magazine, Bullock said, quote, "Keeping me from the first debate shows we haven't learned our lesson from 2016, and that might squander our chances in 2020. The governor's campaign continues to tout the fact that Bullock is the only candidate in the field who won a Trump state and has passed major legislation with a Republican-controlled legislature. Former Vice President Joe Biden, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren topped the list of frontrunners who did make the cut. The first debate will split over 2 nights on June 26th and 27th and will be broadcast on MSNBC, Telemundo, and NBC stations nationwide. Well, the governor not dwelling on his debate stage failure. Today he met with Montana Conservation Group's middle school youth program in Helena. Now the youth group is helping reroute trails and update picnic tables in the 10 Mile Creek Park. Governor Bullock was handed a pair of gloves and a hard hat as he helped students stain the tables.
They're not only gaining skills, but they're getting outdoors, getting off the screens, and they're making an impact with community service that'll last long beyond this week.
And the goal for us is dual, and we want to meet the needs of our state, our communities, our landscapes across all of our programs, and then also develop contributors in their leadership skills.
The Conservation Group is partnered with Prickly Pear Land Trust for multiple projects this summer. Well, the Trump administration's recent decision to close 16 Job Corps centers across the country is hitting close to home in the Bitterroot. While the Trapper Creek Job Center wasn't slated for closure like Anaconda, a plan to privatize operations is not sitting well. Hundreds showed up Tuesday night at a public meeting to express their fears of losing the center. Today, Ravalli County Commissioners finished drafting a strongly worded letter to the Secretary of the Interior and Labor Secretary, complaining the community had not been given any chance to comment on the changes.
It's shocking that such an important program could be threatened without holding so much as a single discussion on the local level. Our community is reeling from the news, and we are angered at the lack of communication on a subject that in no small measure impacts us all.
Commissioners will also send the letter to Montana's congressional delegation, Governor Steve Bullock, and area legislators in hopes of enlisting more help. Well, a new task force will evaluate long-term flood issues across Lewis and Clark County. This after another devastating flood in Augusta over Memorial Day weekend. Officials will address current and future damages of agricultural land, private property, and public infrastructure.
For Lewis and Clark County residents, I mean, we spend hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on infrastructure there, on roads and bridges. Some of the bridges that were wiped out, some of those bridges, frankly, we can't even get to yet. They're county-owned bridges, but they are so far up Elk Creek that they are not accessible. But they are going to play a pivotal role in what we do moving forwards.
The new task force will hold a meeting tomorrow at 11 a.m. at the Youth Center in Augusta. A national truck stop chain that plans to open a location 7 miles west of Butte at Ramsey is now asking for a liquor license. At a meeting in Butte today, Ramsey residents expressed concern this will bring unwanted traffic and crime to their quiet community. A representative with the Loves Travel Stops organization said he would be willing to work with the local sheriff's department to increase security.
We work with the local law enforcement and we encourage them to come on our lot. We give them free drinks. We give them a 50% discount in food because we want them there. Not only for the safety of our employees, but the safety of our customers.
Those of us who have chosen to live in Ramsey have chosen it because it's like Mayberry, because it's a throwback to an earlier time. And I, for one, would like to shield, I guess would be a good word, my children from drugs, alcohol, gambling.
The Department of Revenue panel will consider all of the testimony and make a decision at a later date. Well, if you're up for a challenge, head to Belt, Montana for the Knuckle Buster Obstacle Challenge. On Saturday, July 13th, runners can take part in solo or team events racing through a 5-mile course of rugged terrain. All sign-up proceeds go toward the Montana Vet Program. It's an organization dedicated to helping Treasure State veterans and first responders cope with the hidden wounds of war.
Trauma is trauma, and how we deal with that seems to be similar whether I've served in the military or whether I fight fires or protect people in the community. There seems to be some correlation there.
Now, for information on registering for the Knuckle Buster Obstacle Challenge in Belt, go to eaglemount.net. Well, this month, Help Flight out of Billings celebrates its 40th anniversary. MTN's Samantha Sullivan reports on 4 decades of taking to the skies to help Montanans in need.
High up in the skies above Yellowstone County, a team of paramedics gets to work.
With an ambulance background, I'm used to smaller spaces. However, this is smaller. We're used to bumpy environments. This is bumpier. In an ambulance, you can stand up and you can move around appropriately. You can't do that in the aircraft, so everything is done sitting.
They're part of the Help Flight Team, an air ambulance service run out of St. Vincent Hospital.
The standard answer that you always hear when you get asked that question is, I'm doing it to help people. And this job affords me a really unique opportunity to be able to do that, where I'm autonomous with my partner to be able to deliver care when people really need it and at very critical times.
Providing life-saving care while in a relatively small helicopter or plane may not be everyone's first choice, but for Whitney Jacobs, there was never another option.
When I was 5, Help Flight came out and did a show and tell at my grade school, and the paramedic put me in. I got picked as the little girl that got to get in the aircraft, and I decided that day I wanted to be a paramedic. So with that experience, I set out all through high school looking to become a paramedic specifically to fly for St. Vincent's Help Flight.
Growing up in rural Montana herself, Whitney saw the impact Help Flight had on the area's small ranching communities firsthand. For her, it was the best of both worlds.
It could be me, it could be my mother, it could be my father. What might not seem like a huge medical disaster to us, when you're rural, it is. And so it's a pretty neat privilege to get to help or go out and rescue, so to speak, these individuals that may have to wait hours for any sort of medical care.
Now she, along with her colleagues, are part of the program's 40-year history, a legacy of safety and care. In Billings, Samantha Sullivan, MTN News.
Thanks, Sammy. A community celebration for Help Flight will be held this Saturday from 8 to 11 a.m. at Dealer Park in Billings. Well, still to come on tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news, it's time for another show-stopping summer for Montana Theater. We show you what it takes to get from opening night to curtain call. But first, Bob, how's the weather looking?
It was an active day in southwestern Montana. We've had a lot of showers and thunderstorms, nothing really severe, but they are starting to die down tonight. But we'll tell you what's going to happen tomorrow in a few more minutes.